Professor Zheng Shiqiang once said, "People with poor qi on their bodies are usually noble." This kind of poverty is a fault that is derived from unwillingness and confusion. He exuded from his hands, making people want to go around when they met. If you want to reverse your destiny, you have to change yourself from the root. To quit these four kinds of poor wares, you can get the nobles of the noble people and seize the opportunity to change the image of the image. There is a program in Japan. The program group has done a very realistic street experiment. They use two states, makeup and no makeup, and borrow money from passers-by. As a result, when the experiments were wearing ordinary faces, they asked passers-by for help. The other party was either no money or the wallet was gone. And when she turned into a beautiful beauty, passers-by generously resolved and helped her solve the problem. As a result, experiments concluded that a person who dresses more decent dress is often easier to get the trust and help of others. A person's image is a name. If your appearance reveals shabby, others will not only pity you, but also bully you and laugh. And when you start to dress yourself up and get rid of the poor qi on your body, noble people will come to you. Jihua has told his friend's story. My friend is in Northeast and runs a company with a large-scale agricultural and sideline products. In 2007, he wanted to expand his business and contacted the dealers in Hong Kong, intending to sell the products abroad. Before talking about the cooperation, his wife took him to pick an expensive suit and chose the image manager to dress. I did not expect that the talks were smooth, and the two sides simply finalized the contract for half a year. As soon as afterwards, my friend asked the partners in Hong Kong, "Why did you only meet one side and trust himself so much?" The Hong Kong people replied, "I thought the person who dealt with the land and crops every day must be a villagers who have a big tadpole flavor. But you completely subverted my expectations. There is a kind of prestige between your hands, which is completely an entrepreneur. The grace." My friend was shocked after listening, but he was also glad that he had managed the image in advance. Since then, the two companies have cooperated for many years, and friends have also talked more business with their perfect image, and they have made a lot of money. The world's imagist Ingeli believes that no matter how superficial and stupid the person is measuring the person from the outside, but everything in the society is every moment from your self-expression, hairstyle, gestures, tones, language, etc. Method to judge you. A person's outside is often positively related to his destiny. No one has the obligation to understand your innerness through your sloppy appearance, and no one will want to reach out to pull a person who does not repair. The cruel truth in this world is, everyone is more willing to pay for beautiful things, and first erase the poor qi on the body, you can attract wealth, blessings, and ushering in the turn of destiny. Second, quit complaints in words. Writer Lien Yu had received a letter from a netizen in the background. In the letter, netizens talked about their congenital leg defects, so they often suffered different eyes in life. He was not looking for a job, his life was tight, and his heart was extremely distressed. Lien Yu was very sympathetic after listening, thinking about what to do to help him. Then he wrote to netizens that he could teach him to write for free so that the other party could work at home. Unexpectedly, netizens were not happy, but blamed that his parents did not cultivate him well at the time, which caused him not to know a few words. After Lien Yu's emotion, he encouraged him not to be discouraged, and attached the phone number of his own craftsman with the letter. Let him contact the other party. Learn a practical technology, and there must be no problem. However, netizens have initiated a complaint that they have a meal for their neighbors even for eating. In the end, Lien Yu had to suggest that he would do work such as gatekeepers, at least one income. Netizens began to talk about the white eyes and bullying they suffered, and complained that the disabled people had no way to live. At this time, Lien Yu finally replied that he just wanted to sympathize with the bloggers, not seeking changes. If he does not quit his complaints, he can never jump out of this negative strange circle. Master Nan Huijin once said, "The common saying of people is a sign of destiny." The reason why many people are difficult to turn over is not those who do not help each other, but they reject each opportunity to change the status quo. Whenever someone wants to pull them, they either use complaints to cover up laziness or make excuses for themselves. In the end, the pour in their mouths will only push everyone further and further. Life is alive, and no one will inevitably suffer. It is better to face the heavens, it is better to face it calmly. Complaining about darkness, it is better to move forward. If you say more positive, more actual actions, as long as you are willing to change the initiative, you will be able to live the life you expect. Third, change the stubbornness in the head. Emerson once said, "The reason why mediocre is because of their ignorance and stubbornness." Some people are like this. They would rather plant a follower or change their route. They would rather mess in everything, and refuse to listen to others' opinions. In the long run, he had a solid layer in his mind, blocking everyone's voice. Even if there are experts and guidance, they will refuse the opportunity to get the road ahead of the road narrower. Buffett has such a finance under his hand. He goes to work 9 to 5, holding a fixed salary every month. In order to subsidize the family, he will drive 3 hours of special cars every day after get off work. In this way, his working time reached 12 hours and he was rotating every day, and he didn't have time to rest at all. What's even worse, even if he works so hard, the money he makes can only maintain food and clothing. And long-term overdrawn has also made his mental state worse and worse, which seriously affects efficiency. Buffett learned that he suggested that he improve his work quality to increase income instead of simply consuming his physical strength. However, finance believes that improving your time and energy to pay a lot of time and energy is not necessarily effective in the end. He declined Buffett's proposal, still exhausted every day, and fell into a strange circle of desperate and more sleepy. Schopenhauer said, "The largest prison in the world is human consciousness. If a person is always stubborn, his mind will be eroded by poor qi and missed all good luck. Unwilling to accept new concepts, you will inevitably miss a lot of opportunities and lock yourself to the bottom. In the final analysis, your current situation is caused by yourself. If you want to change your life, you have to open up yourself. Listen to the experience of others, get more contact with novelty thoughts, and become diversified so you can get more likely to get the downtime of noble people and get out of the dilemma of life. Fourth, eliminate the inner little family. The media people told a story in Uncle Tao. When a leader just worked, in order to avoid the interference of personnel relationships, he specially picked up his own as his own driver. At the beginning, the driver was careful and diligent in doing things. The leader was very satisfied with him, and he planned to turn him right after the year, which is equivalent to let him hold the iron rice bowl. The world's imagist Ingeli believes that everything in society is judged from your self-expression. Complaining about darkness, it is better to move forward. However, after a period of time, the leader dispelled the idea, not only fired him, but also did not allow him to enter the company for life. Why does it evolve like this? It turned out that the driver had a small problem that he liked to take other people's things. When the leader went out to inspect, he always received some small gifts from others. When you see good tea and cigarettes, you will take the initiative to ask. Sometimes you take away the refueling card of others. It is called a temporary borrowing. In fact, it never returns. Everyone was embarrassed to remind him, but laughed at him with a price too much, and he took advantage of everything. After these words spread, the leader felt that he was discredited for himself and decided not to hire him anymore, and this driver also broke his good future because of these flies. Kai Jen Tan said that the poverty of foreign objects was only trapped for a while, but the poverty of the heart accumulated a lifetime. Those who are poor can't see a small profit, always seek the blessing of non-division, and obtain it for no reason. As a result, it takes a lot of money in front of heaven. Losing his own popularity, naturally no one is willing to get close to you anymore to help. Really rich people can face the temptation of interests and unhappy. Facing the gains and losses in front of you, it is not trouble. With a long look, what you want will flow from all directions to you. In The Road to Freedom of Wealth, the author Li Shaolai summarized the experience of 12 nobles. The first is to quit the poor and make himself a noble person. As long as a person is endless, he can meet people who support him no matter what class he is. There is no poverty on his body. No matter how difficult the situation is, he can fight a beautiful turn. Poverty is not terrible. What is afraid of is the courage to change the status quo. As long as you are willing to put it into action and quit the poor qi on your body, you can